Hello and welcome to Paris Picks. What I have for you today is a Daum IX6 SR dimple lock with 5 pins and 2 sidebar elements. The first sidebar is activated by this little movable ring in the key. Very cool design. And the second sidebar is activated by these cuts in the side of the key that push against 2 ball bearings in the side of that cylinder. I am using knowledge of the key to pick this. This is my first Daum. So I did progressively pin this lock, and it's hard not to pay attention to bitting when you're progressively pinning a lock. So we have 2 very high lifts in pin 1 and 2, and I'm assuming that in this format this is the maximum lift. Followed by 2 very low lifts in pins 3 and 4, and again I'm assuming that this is a minimum lift. Followed by a medium lift in pin 5. I'll be using this short flag from Huck, and you see I've modified it in a few ways. First, I've put this on the angle grinder to make this little ramp up here, makes it nice and easy to slide that pick underneath pins. Secondly, I've shaped the tip both in putting a little ramp on the fore and aft of the flag and also shaving it down a little bit actually to get underneath those minimum lift pins. Lastly, I've done my best to make this shaft as round as I possibly can, so it's nice and smooth in the keyway. This large Z-bar fits nicely in this keyway. And enough talking, let's get to picking. Starting with medium tension. Going to click on 1, 2 is springy, 3 and 4. And here I'm going to heavy tension so I know I'm setting pin 5 correctly. Got to click on 5. Pin 1. Got a little click on pin 1, but I don't think he's all the way set yet, but I'm going to move to pin 2. Got to click on 2. Let's go back to 1. You see, this is such a high cut. I'm actually using my dimple flag as a... Oh, 2 didn't get set. But I'm using my dimple flag as almost a regular pick, because the pins 1 and 2 are such a high cut. Okay, I think I have pin 1 and 2 set. Let's double check pin 1 here. Okay, now I'm going to push against the ball bearing for that first sidebar. Release in tension. I got a nice click on that. Let's check pins 1 and 2 again. Okay, got a little bit of core rotation on pin 1. And I think they are set. To hit this interactive element at the back, I have marked my pick. You can see the little etching line right in line with my turning tool there. So this goes to the front of the keyway, and then I scrub looking for that little pin at the back of the lock. And at this point I have almost 0 tension on my turning tool. Let's see if anything else is holding us up. Pin 1, pin 2, ball bearing. Oh, ball bearing fell out. So let me set that. There, and I've got a substantial amount of core movement, which tells me that that top sidebar is ready to be picked. Very light tension. Let's go one more time through. Sometimes pin 3 actually hangs up. That one feels good. Oh, pin 2 I think I set down a little bit further. Ball bearing is good. Okay, let's try this top sidebar one more time. Lining up my etching mark with the keyway again. While I'm in this position, I'm going to try to check pin 5. It feels good. Let's see if anything else is holding us up. Maybe pin 2. And that was it. Pin 2 was culprit. We haven't opened. Now if I turn this 90 degrees, since there's sidebar, top sidebar at 3 o'clock, the top sidebar will actually get trapped in the groove of the 3 o'clock sidebar slot. So I'll just lock it up from here and get to gutting. I do not have a follower for this, but it's actually not terribly bad to gut without one. This clip at the back is very soft material. I think it's copper. You can see I can just bend it by hand. And it's been pretty mangled up from all the times that this lock has been opened. I bought this from another lock picker, Florida Man Picks. Go check out his channel. So what I'm doing is trying to hold my fingers at the positions of the sidebars. You can see the first one there, second one there, and the key pins are on this side. So this is kind of a 3-fingered approach here. Let's get these driver pins out. I think I'll get the springs out last. is. It fell right into place. Very long springs on this format, as you can tell. Okay, let's dump the key pins out. Try not to lose the two sidebars here. Oh. Okay, all the pins are out. Let's get this. This is the ball bearing sidebar here. You can see the little grooves cut into that the ball bearing rides into and allows that pin to recess into a little slot right here. There it is. It's two ball bearings and this little double pointed pin there. For that first sidebar, or the side sidebar. Now let's get this top sidebar out. This one, these are the pins for the key control. You can see, since the cylinder is open like that, that these pins line up with the little dimples on that key right there. Let's get these elements out. They are all the same. There we go. This is the pin that sits right at the end of the line right there that pushes against the sidebar and allows it to recess into its position. What I did was mark my pick right at that level. You can see the etching mark right there. And I'm just kind of scrubbing on this little cutout there that the movable ring rides in to try to set that little first sidebar. Very cool lock. It's a standard key driver with a barrel driver pin. In 1, standard key pin with a T pin driver. In 2, this torpedo pin with a T pin driver in pin 3. Torpedo in pin 4 with a barrel driver in pin 4. Standard driver. Where did this go? In this particular lock, there's a little master wafer in pin 5. This is how I received it from Florida Lockpicker. And it just fell on the floor, so I'll have to find it off camera. And a barrel driver pin in pin 5. We have the 2 ball bearings and little double pointed pin for that sidebar. We have the key control pins. These are passive elements. You don't need to pick them. With the, I call it a little check pin. I don't know what Dom would call it, for that top sidebar. The Dom IX6 SR. Very cool lock. If you like this video, give a like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.